Hi, friend, and welcome. I'm Marilee. Thank you for joining my podcast, Express Light. I believe we each have a unique gift and ability. Being created by nature, I have the desire to start my own business, and I know firsthand how important it is to blend creativity and business together. It has not always been easy for me, but I have successfully built my boutique serving people from all over the world. Because of my experience, I am passionate about helping others like myself who are looking to express light in their own lives through their gift, skill, or talent, and make a living doing it. If that's you, tune in each week as I provide tips, interview those who are successful in their craft, as well as share enlightening stories of how to build a business as a creative entrepreneur. Welcome to Express Light. So I'm here with Chelsey Urbanski. I'm so excited to share with my listeners your story. I am going to give you the mic for a second and kind of let you explain how people can find you on social media and just where you're located, the little specifics that you'd like to highlight about your store and your feature. And then I'm going to get in on some questions because I'm so curious to know more about your story. So welcome and go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to do this with you. So my name is Chelsey. I am the owner of Be.YOU.ty, a body sculpting business that I have here in Pacific Grove. I am very close to Lovers Point. That's a great way to find me in the little downtown area, North 17th Street. And you can also find me on Instagram. My handle is @body, Be.YOU.ty. So you can find me there on Instagram, and then I also have my website, and it's bodybeauty.com.
And Chelsey, I just love that how we connected is you came into my shop on Kennery Road, Monterey, and the instant that you walked in, I sensed just a relaxed atmosphere about you, and just you are number one gorgeous. And so what you do, you are so good about connecting with other people just right off the bat. So I love that. And I know that you are all about, we've talked previously a little bit about, you love to kind of center your business around the individual and making them feel comfortable in their space and just to be able to relax, especially as moms when they come in. Just be able to have that me time a little bit. So I love it. With what you do, I know there's a few aspects. I know you work on smile and you work on, sculpting and that kind of thing. So can you expand a little bit on those and just what the features are that you offer and what people can take advantage of?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do body sculpting first and foremost. That was my first passion. And then with that came other beauty influenced things. So I do the hyaluronic pen lip filler. So it's another non-invasive. All my things, my services that I provide are non-invasive. So no downtime, nothing to really worry about. It's kind of like you come in and you leave feeling a little bit better about yourself. So I do teeth whitening, tooth gems, the non-invasive lip filler, and then the non-invasive body sculpting and booty sculpting.
Awesome. So what is the background like? You have this passion, but is this something that you've had forever, or did you just start learning about it? Did you have a mentor? Where did it all start?
So actually, I have always had a passion for the beauty industry. I did go to beauty school, but through beauty school, I kind of changed my paths a little bit. I decided I didn't love to do the hair and makeup aspect of things. And during my beauty school time, I started working more on exercise and health. And so once I left school, and then actually when COVID happened, I was sitting there with my kids. I was a single mom at the time, working a lot. And I was like, okay, I'm here. I have the time. How can I really find a way to do what I love? And then I got on my computer and I was like, I'm either going back to school or I'm learning another trade. And then kind of in my search, I came across body sculpting. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is me 100%. I can pair my love for fitness and health and helping people and making them feel beautiful with my background in the beauty industry. So that's kind of really how the passion came about. And it was really nice because at that time I did have the time to invest into really building a business and a brand and turning something that I knew I wanted to do into like a full-time thing for me.
So can you think of like when you maybe a certain client that you remember or whatever working with, but just the feeling that they have when they come in versus when they leave? Because I'm sure there's just the transformation after they've worked with you for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I can pinpoint it specifically, like a specific person, but I know that it's definitely happened a few times where, especially for me, when I first started getting into exercise, the process itself was just it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's hard for a lot of people to kind of hit their body goals, is because you have to really be patient and take the time and be really, really strict on things. And so I've had a few clients who have come in and been like, I'm really just ready to be healthier and to get to where I want to be. And I think with what I do, as I've seen them put in their work outside of coming to see me, they've been able to kind of really see results a lot quicker. And with that, they've been more motivated and they've really stuck with it. And through time, I've seen their transformations and just how they start to really feel about themselves and how comfortable and confident they leave my space feeling. And that's really just what keeps me like believing in what I do, driven to really just make it my livelihood.
Right, and you're almost like a mentor or coach in a way, because once people, we all need inspiration, and so when it comes to really looking our best, like having somebody kind of feed into us that we can do this and we can take care of that, and it is possible to meet your goals. I mean, that's just, it's inspiring in itself that you take on that, mentorship for people. And I know for myself, you're right, like moms are busy, career women are busy, so being able to have that just space to go and unwind, and on top of that, be able to work on feeling better about ourselves is just, that's a win-win for sure. So
that's definitely truly a passion of mine, being a mom and being busy. It's really important to take time to fill our own cups. And so I think that by making appointments, not just with me, but whatever makes you happy. But for me, this is something I would really love, is just to come in, relax, unwind, kind of get one step closer to where I want to be personally, like physically, and then also just be able to take time for myself and have it be a relaxing way to maintain. I think is definitely a win-win.
Is it something like that they need to come back regularly to maintain, or is it something like maybe a 3 or 4 week process, or is there certain things that can be done instantly?
So results vary client to client, because I am in a sense shrinking certain areas of the body, and with that, some areas are more stubborn than others. People are different health-wise, so a lot of what I do, you have to make sure you drink a lot of water, and it is good to eat healthy and exercise. It's all a process, and so as long as you do your part, I have clients that come in and I do their before and after pictures, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can totally see it. And then other clients, they come a couple more times and then they start to really see it. So the process is different for everybody, but typically I recommend someone coming in once a week. And the appointments are anywhere from an hour to 2. And just coming in once a week consistently for a few sessions, you'll really just start to see the results.
Right. And just like your name implies, it's all centered on the person. We're all unique. So it's all about you and what your goals are and what is going to work best for you.
Yes, exactly.
So, for sure.
That's definitely my main emphasis, is you. YOU. It's all about you when you're here and your goals and how to make you feel better about yourself.
And I love that. I can read that in you. You definitely have a heart for women, and I can sense that. And people in general, and moms and career women. I think we all totally relate on that regard. And in that aspect, what would you say if you were talking to someone who wanted to get into this and said, I don't even know where to start. I don't know if I can do this. What would be like maybe 3 tips that you would give them, whether it's emotional tips that they can do it or actual, this is how you would start?
You definitely have to be ready because, man, I was so scared in the beginning. I didn't really know too much about this business before I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I was like, this is for me, this is what I want to do. And I just decided, okay, I'm gonna put my time, my energy, my finances out there, and I'm just going to do it. And even getting my machine for the first time and doing my first client, I was like, crossing my first like, oh my God, I hope this works. I hope this works because I really want to do this and I really want it to work for me. I've already invested. And then after seeing those first results, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is like, I love this. I can stand behind this. I see the results. And so definitely just make sure when you're focusing on something that yes, that is a path you're willing to take and put the work and the effort into. Because if not, then I mean, you're just gonna have to wait until you're ready. It's not just a one time take my money and now I have a business and clientele. It's been a lot of today I don't have a client, and then next week I have a full booked week. So it's an unknown territory. So just be prepared for that, but stay positive. And if you're truly passionate and ready, then dive into it and do it.
I totally relate with that. Even in my business, I think any aspect of business is you put in the work, and it may not pay off today, but it may pay off tomorrow. But never stop that grind, because every step forward that you take is another step forward towards your progress. And I think so many people get into things and they do give up, and they don't get to see the results that could be, whether it's what they're doing personally for their body or for their business or in life, because we get to this point where we're just like, oh, I just want the magic to happen. There's really not magic in it. There's work and there's effort, whether that is like something that you're doing to help them reach their goals or them reaching their own goals. It all is definitely a step forward and momentum process for sure.
Yeah.
And as far as like, the mom aspect, I can imagine that it's been a process for you, like trying to get the education under your belt and then also trying to like keep your career going, and then just the benefits of finally getting here to where you actually have something, and then you're able to take care of your own kids because of it. I'm sure that's been inspiring for you. If you want to speak from a mom perspective of what it's like to be able to do something like this while you're a mom, even just education process.
Yeah. It was tough. I mean, like I said, I started it during COVID. And so I actually converted my formal dining room into my office. Yeah. I had my dad come over. He built these really beautiful barn doors for me. And I mean, I would have to take clients when my kids were there and be like, okay, here's your snack, here's your show. And my daughter would be sticking her fingers under the door. And I'm like, I'm almost done, honey, And it was a process at first. And, I was very transparent with my clients that came in, like, it is COVID, you are coming into my home. My kids are here and I hope you understand. And a lot of people, especially at that time, and especially other moms, because I have a lot of moms that come in here for some self-care. They definitely understood and respected that. And I appreciated that a lot. But yeah, it was definitely a little tough. I would have to like get my computer and sit in a spot and like go on there and read my information and go through my classes and my process and work on my marketing. I would get up early every morning before the kids and make my cup of coffee and sit on my computer or sit on my phone and like kind of try to plan out some social media posts and or even just, I'm very, very terrible at social media. And so just sit there to find my first post in the morning.
We all have strengths, yeah.
Yeah. And I would just get up early and do little things like that. And so it was all a process. And as things have gotten back to normalcy, it's been a little bit easier. But yeah, it was a little tough in the beginning, and I just had to roll with the punches. I would have to press pause when I needed to, and then when I finally felt like I had a minute, then I would have to go back and pick up right where I left off, and eventually it got a lot easier.
And not just that, you're showing your kids that things are possible.
Yeah.
And I think, there's a whole mentorship aspect in that. And I think it's so easy to say, oh, I'm so busy, I can't get this, or I just have to go work a traditional job, even though it's something that you don't love. But it is possible when you really want to succeed and you really want to make something happen. You can live your dream and you can make it happen. And I love that, you know, you had your kids right there, because it's so true. It's like, I had the same thing when I started. You know, my kids were around and involved and young. And I think there's something about being a mom that kind of teaches you, you're just going to get things done. You're going to make things happen.
Absolutely.
And I think that, you know, that's just so inspiring for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would love one day to have a big enough business where my daughter gets to come and work for me, work with me, you know, has something to look forward to when she's a little, granted, if this is her passion or not, but at least it's something that I have that I can offer to them. And I think like that's a great goal to have in mind for the future. And so that's what I'm hopeful for, you know, something to either pass down to them or at least show them what can come of just hard work. Because we, you know, so like I said, I am a single mom. I do have a wonderful boyfriend now, but during the time when I started this process, we weren't living together and it was COVID and we were very separated. So I was doing everything on my own, and I think that they were able to see the transformation from being a wife to being their sole provider and working really hard and building a business, and then now like having something to show for it. I think that they can take that definitely a lot in the future and use that.
Exactly. And like you said, even if it's not their passion, they've learned that, hey, mom did this, I can do this, you know. And I think there's nothing more exciting as far as watching your kids develop, to see that little spark in them start doing what they love. And if they can learn from you, or, you know, my kids can learn from me in any aspect of how to be stronger individuals, it just is like heartwarming to know that you kind of had a little bit of that process in their life. So when it comes to, you know, if you had something that you wanted to leave an individual with, just that you do every day to stay positively motivated towards your goal, you know, do you have something that you do every day, or even just, you know, maybe a phrase or a thought that is just always in your mind that you hold on to say, you know, I'm going to remember this?
So my slogan for my business is becoming a better you. So just every day when you get up, what can you do to become a better you? Not anybody else, not doing it for anybody else, but specifically for you. What can you do to grow that day? So that's kind of my thing, becoming a better you. And it's not focusing about any outside opinions or anyone else that you want to be like. It's just solely your personal goals and feelings and thoughts and taking care of yourself. So I think, just thinking about that every day, becoming a better you. Okay, what am I going to do today to become a better me?
And I love that. Is so true, because it's like we get so focused on other people and who they are and what they are about. And then sometimes people, you know, especially women, it's easy for us to shrink back and go, oh, I can never meet that goal. But you can meet that goal. It's what is your goal and how do you want to accomplish it? So
yeah, absolutely. And we're not ever going to be like the next person.
Exactly.
And I think that that's why I'm so passionate about what I do is as I've gotten a little older, a little wiser, just really understanding the benefits of just being yourself and taking time for yourself and realistically thinking about how you can get to your own goals and where you're comfortable in your own skin. I've definitely really just grown to realize how important that is and how empowering that is, and just learning that it's not about the next person and we're never going to be like the next person, but we can be a better version of ourselves.
And no matter what career you're in either, because like, you know, I'm into fashion, you're into beauty, and to me, there's no better way to influence the community than each individual person that you come across by being the best that you can be about yourself, you know, and like the stronger you are about yourself and the more convicted you are in living out your dreams and your goals, the more people are going to recognize who you are and be inspired by that. And I love being able to have an impact on people, and I can tell that you do too. And I just love that, you know, you're in Pacific Grove, which is just a wonderful little community,
Yeah.
and you can reach so many people that come from all over the world. And I'm so excited that I've been able to highlight your business. And so I look forward to maybe getting on one of those chairs, tables back
Yeah.
there and kind of working with you. And so thank you for letting me interview you today. One last question. Did you have a mentor, or do you have a mentor in your life who you look up to? And then have they taught you anything that is kind
that's a tough question, only because for my business, I'm thinking beauty, and I don't even know where my love of beauty came from, to be honest. I have 4 brothers, and my mom she is beautiful, but she's a natural beauty. She's not like interested in too many enhancements, if you will, but I don't know that it's beauty related, but definitely looking up to my brothers and my mom in particular, just thinking like, or actually no, my mom, yeah, because she is comfortable in her own skin. Absolutely. My mom can compliment herself all the time, and that was always something I kind of lacked growing up. And I definitely don't see any self-conscious things coming about from her, and I think that's very inspirational. Whether she does beauty treatments or not, that's not even the point. It's just that she's confident and comfortable in her own skin, and she doesn't feel like she has to go out of the way to like overdo anything, and she just feels like $1 million. And I totally see that from her all the time, and I envy that about her, actually. Just because that's something that I'm working towards and have been working towards. So yeah, definitely my mom in that aspect. She's been a mentor to me to just really try to be comfortable, confident in my own skin, and I think that's what I try to do here in my business.
And I think you do, because like, no, you listening to you just now, you kind of had to think through it, and you really didn't even realize what you were doing, but you were living up to, like we were talking about living out for our kids. You know, you kind of did the same thing. You took off with your passion, and now you're affecting so many lives. And I love that you kind of just found that within yourself, because it's so true. I think we just have to dig in ourselves and realize what our personal goals are, and then go after those goals and watch what happens, and look at the lives that we can affect and enjoy it. Because there's so, I mean, for me, and I'm sure it's the same for you, but there's no greater joy than just being able to see somebody else reach their dreams. And I love being able to share what I do and the things that I'm able to help them with, influence their life for the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, well, Chelsey, it's so great to meet you. Instagram, Body Be.YOU.ty, and you also have the website Body Be.YOU.ty, and that's YOU.
Yes.
So thank you again so much for
thank you so
meeting
much
with me today.
for having me.
And I look forward to when we'll just
absolutely.
maybe we'll have to come and have another meetup where we see this improvement in the stages.
Yes.
So,
okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.